Hey guys, it's your girl Cass, your favorite traveler and the founder and CEO of the RosarioGroup.co as well as foodbeforelove.com. I'm back here today with Danielle from She Dares because we want to talk about some more common foods that you guys have been mispronouncing at dinner, and I really want you to order like a boss. So we're going to start talking about a couple of words that we want you to say a little better, know what they are, and know what you're eating when you order them. So Danielle, could you tell us a little bit about She Dares before we get into it?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Danielle. Hi everyone. A lot of people know me as Danny. She Dares is a community I created for women to pretty much plan experiences that, wake up the daring woman inside of you. A lot of us want to do fun things, but there's always an excuse like, oh, I'm too shy for that, I'm too this for that. Mm-hmm. So with She Dares, it's a lot easier for us to all do it together. You get a little bit of encouragement, you get some friends, some companionship, and at the end of the day, nothing else, you have a lot of fun. So
right. Mm-hmm. Cool. And you do have some hospitality experience 100%. Going on in your life. Mm-hmm. Definitely have the hospitality gene, which is why I thought it'd be perfect to sit down with you and talk about a couple of things. Mm-hmm. So, let's get right into it.
All right, let's do it.
I want to first talk about edamame. I said it right?
Yes.
Okay. So could you tell us about edamame and what it is, when people normally would eat it, and how have you heard this being pronounced incorrectly?
Got it. So I work in an Asian restaurant, so we have edamame on our menu. So a lot of times I'll hear edamames.
Okay.
Edamames?
Really?
Edamames and edamames are the two main things that I'll hear.
Okay.
But it is edamame. And edamame is essentially a soybean that gets steamed, and it's usually served with like some salt on the side. And you eat it. It's similar to sunflower seeds where you eat.
It's like peanuts for the table?
Right, like it's like a snack that you start off with.
Right.
Some people dip it in their soy sauce. Some people do different things with it. But you eat the little beads inside of the pod.
And it's
like
green.
A sunflower seed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just started really eating edamame. Mm-hmm. I never really cared for it before.
Really?
I just thought it was strange. Mm-hmm. But it really doesn't taste like anything.
It's like a fun snack.
Yeah,
it just
soft,
really is
something to just
snack
have.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And I heard it's pretty good for you, so that's like a good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good to know.
I think it's like a good source of fiber.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, staying in kind of the Asian theme, let's talk about lychee or lychee. Which one is it?
So it's lychee.
Okay.
But if you speak to someone who's British, they'll say lychee, because I believe that's how they say it in England.
Okay.
But here, most people will say lychee, but I have heard people say leche. But leche is milk. Exactly. Leche means milk.
Please don't say leche, guys.
Exactly. So it is lychee.
Okay.
Or if you're British, lychee. But in New York, in America, we're gonna go with lychee.
Okay. Could you tell us what it is?
Okay.
I normally have them in like a cocktail, like a martini. I recently had it. I had a lychee wine.
Ooh.
Yes, it was so delicious.
That sounds good.
And I had it at an expo, and the woman that served it to me told me that a lot of people still don't know what it is. But I feel like it's pretty popular. Maybe I eat out at a lot of Asian restaurants, so I'm always seeing it.
Right.
But yeah, tell us about it.
I feel the same way. I think that it's popular, but because I like to eat and I'm familiar with it, it probably is more popular.
Yes.
But so it's a white, fleshy fruit. The inside is white, and then the outside of it, if you've ever seen the outside, it'll be like pinkish or brownish fruit with the skin, and sometimes really prickly. So it looks kind of like that sea urchin.
It's like a flower.
Yeah, like it looks almost like a porcupine fruit, depending on what kind of fruit you get. And then on the inside is that fleshy white part, and then there's a very smooth pit on the inside that you don't eat, but a very smooth pit on the inside.
Okay, enough about lychee. I want to talk about some words that I know are personal pet peeves for you. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. It kind of reminds me of our other video where we talked about salmon and not salmon and that whole situation.
Right.
So what are these words that have just been like irking your nerves when you hear them?
So the first word is Chipotle.
Okay.
And I feel like Chipotle is pretty popular.
It is
because there's a restaurant chain. Exactly. There's a restaurant called Chipotle. But a lot of times I'll hear Chipotle, or
I don't know why.
There's like this flipping of the L and the T. And I guess if you read it quickly, you don't realize
Chipotle.
Yeah, like
if your friend is saying Chipotle,
please correct them.
Yes, please correct them, because I think that's another issue why when we go out we're saying things incorrectly and we continue to do so. Is because no one really has the balls to be like, hey, you're not saying that.
Right, because
the
it
right
can
way.
be awkward and you don't want to make someone else feel uncomfortable, but at the same time, you're letting this person continue to be wrong.
It's
and
more
let other
awkward to
people
hear someone
judge
say
them.
Chipotle.
Right. And it's just like, I
That's
can't
stressful.
really continue the conversation if you keep saying Chipotle to me. So Chipotle is the word,
Okay.
and it's essentially like a Mexican pepper. So
Right.
you'll see it with like Chipotle mayo, different Chipotle sauces that are pretty much something spicy.
Cool.
And the restaurant that we all know of.
Right.
Right.
Chipotle. Lay, not Chipotle.
Chipotle.
All right. I know there's another word that's been bugging you.
Yes.
What is it?
Espresso.
Okay.
So things that I've heard before have been espresso.
Espresso.
Mhm.
Okay.
And in all fairness, when I first heard of the word,
Right.
I thought it was espresso because it sounded like something that was quick. And like,
Okay.
I know when people drink coffee, they get a little jittery.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, it's something fast. Like in my head, that actually made sense.
Espresso.
But yeah, now that I know, I'm just like, but it's
Okay.
not. It's espresso
Right.
with an S. Or it'd be an S in the camera. So espresso.
Right.
And essentially, because I looked up the definition of it just to break it down, and it said think of it as something that's pressed. Because to make espresso, they press the finely
True. So you
ground
can think
coffee.
about that when you're saying it.
So you know, espresso is pressed. So
Right.
then don't say the other word.
But I do think of espresso when I think of espresso. Like I just think of it being fast too.
and I still
Just
do
naturally,
think that,
I think
right?
that that's it. You know, by default.
Right. And I think that's fair. I think I actually still think of that too because it is something pretty quick. It speeds you up. But unfortunately, it's just the word is espresso.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So when you guys are going to Starbucks
Right.
or going to Joe's Coffee,
Mhm.
make sure you're saying espresso.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right. So we have one more word that we
Right.
want to get through, right? Tell me what it is. Tell me about it.
Okay.
And then tell me what you've heard other people say.
So this word is acai.
Okay.
So it's a super.
I'm glad she said it. I was not going to say it like that. So I'm glad that she did that for us.
And I mean, I made sure to do my research, so I was saying
Okay.
it as quick, like as correctly as I could. It's I believe the name is Portuguese, and Portuguese is a tricky
know that.
language.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Portuguese is like the letters look like one thing, but they sound like something else, and they do all these funky
Yes,
words. Like
it's
in
a
your
lot.
last
And
video,
then it's just mixed.
right? You did caipirinha in the last video.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Caipirinha.
that's
yeah.
a hard one.
It is.
So acai in that same family
Okay.
is, first of all, it has I believe it's called the cedilla, under the sea.
Okay.
So that means that it's
Oh,
a
the
soft
accent?
sea. So that the little
I would
symbol,
have never known that.
the little soft symbol under the sea means that it's a soft
Okay.
sea. So instead of saying like acai that some people say, or
Yeah, I would have said Acai.
right, it's gonna be acai, and then it has like that funky thing. I kind of think of like what's acai? Like that's how I
Okay.
think of it. So
Okay,
it's like
good way to remember.
it has like this little sing song to it, acai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Acai.
And again, it's a fruit. It's a super fruit. I believe. I don't know if the fruit itself is actually Portuguese. I know the name of it is Portuguese, and it's like a sweet
Okay.
berry,
Yeah, I always see it like with something like in
acai,
a salad.
blueberry.
Yeah.
Like you see a lot of juices. And
It's
supposed
always
to be
paired.
good. Right.
But Danielle made a great point that she went and looked up the word just to be really sure that she's saying it correctly, and I think that's important too.
Right.
Like, you're not too good to go on Google and
Right,
look
even
up
at the
something.
restaurant.
Yeah, and even at the restaurant, asking the waiter how do you properly pronounce this.
Right.
But also, I think for me too, I look up like even on YouTube how to pronounce some words because I can read something and you know on Google they show you like the little translation
And if you
they
don't
show
know
you
what
how to
that
say it.
means-
But on YouTube you can hear
Right.
how to actually say it.
Right.
And I need to watch a couple of videos too because I'm like, let me make sure everybody's saying it the same kind of
Agreed.
way. But I also think it's important to think about culture differences. Like you said, in Europe they say it this way, and over here they say it that way. But you just need to know how to say it here. So
if you're here, exactly.
if you're here in the United States,
Right.
we're in New York. So I think it's just important to just look up the word if you're not sure, or you know when you're out going home later and saying, okay, let me look into
What was that
because
thing we
I
were
don't
talking
know.
about earlier? Exactly.
Because people they really miss out on certain things because they don't know how to say it.
Exactly.
So then they're afraid to order it, or they're embarrassed to order it.
Right.
And sometimes you guys just don't know what you're eating. You're just
Right.
like, oh, that sounds good, and you have no idea what it is. So that's why I really think it's just important to do these videos so that we can talk about those things, and you get educated. Get educated on it.
Season 4.
Right. But I want to thank you guys for watching today. If you like this video, please physically like it below. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and share with your friend. That friend that needs help when you go out to eat and you're just like, girl, what are you saying? Or that guy too. Definitely share this video with them. Hee hee ha ha hey, you should check this out. You know, just kind of swift that in there. And definitely check us out on foodbeforelove.com. And Danielle, could you please tell us where people can find you moving forward?
Yeah, of course. You can find me actually at daniellefontes.com. So DANIELLEFONTUS.com. Also, Danny Dares on Instagram and on Snapchat, because that's where I share most of my adventures. And then She Dares, SHE_DARES on Twitter and Instagram.
Awesome. And we'll include her information below in the show notes so you guys can go and check her out. So thank you, and until next time,
Yeah.
bye.